beat everybody. Oh, James got there, but he didn't.
You didn't beat everybody. I think Ryan's dog beat everybody. I think Ryan's dog beat everybody. On my screen, Ryan's dog was the winner.
I saw that too, James.
Hello, everybody. Everyone all right?
Rich.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 150. 150. Who'd have thought?
Nice.
I'd have thought.
Really?
Did you?
I don't know. I have no idea. I didn't think we were going to get past episode 1.
6 and out, I thought it'd be when I used to watch it back in the day. Welcome to the show. Welcome to episode 150. Very special show tonight. We are doing a best of British show tonight. We have some of the finest mod makers on the planet, but specifically in the UK. So we're going to be talking to them throughout the show. We're going to be bringing them all on. By the end, it's going to be absolute carnage. 10 men in an online chat room. Kind of thing. We'll also have some stuff. There's a tiny bit of stuff. There's a tiny bit of.
I didn't know about that. It's a surprise. I like it.
I tell you what, I was gonna say a tiny bit of Travava, but Jimmy alone has 6 from what I've seen.
Jimmy, his plan at the start of the week was to try and have 150. Now he fell a little bit short, and I'm pleased. I had to cut some of Jimmy's out. Jimmy's quality. Was
I love it that he's going to try and attempt to try it for Turnbull with 10 guests.
Yeah. No, we'll do
Surely Jimmy's quality can't get any worse.
No. Wait till you see the quality of the other ones this week.
But it's a very big Travava later on as well. We'll have everyone on a little bit of chat about squonking, I bet, no doubt, as some of the people in are squonk makers.
Yeah.
Let's crack on. We're going to do a really quick hand check. So let's do that. James, how's your week been? What have you been watching on the telly? What do you have for lunch? And what are you vaping?
Bro, I love that I get that question. Thanks very much, Rich. I'll be really, really quick. Week's been brilliant. This week I have had the Northeast Vapers meet. That was on Saturday. And it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. It wasn't the biggest one I've ever done, but was definitely one of the best. From my perspective, it was one of the best. We had loads of people travelling up and down the country, mainly up the country. A few locals, but we had the Brewdog was there, Mr. Moxon was there, Chris was there. People came from. Martin was there. 2 Martins. People came from all over the country to the NEV meeting. It was absolutely yes, and I was a little bit tipsy, and it was good. It was really, really good. Watching on telly, I've the highly recommended by your good self. You said, I hate saying this, but I know you're going to love it. Maniac, been watching Maniac this week. It is crazy and awesome.
I'm one in, so no spoilers.
We've just got to the end of it. Brilliant.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. It's been. I mean, it grabs you from the start. It's dead stylish. It's like when does it set? It's cool. It's really, really cool. Really, really cool. Funky and looks good, and it's really good. I like it. What am I vaping on? I got something new this week, something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, something old. Anyway, we've got an orange Jenny came through this week. I had one of these before. I loved it. I exclusively vaped Raspberry Mint in it. And I had a bottle of Raspberry Mint. I was like, I need to vape the Raspberry Mint, but I'm not going to vape the Raspberry Mint in anything but an orange Jenny. And then somebody pointed out that there was an orange Jenny for sale on a sales group. John, I didn't want to buy it. I was forced to buy it. I had to buy it. It was a bargain. It was 35 quid. And in there, I've got Raspberry Mint. It's not as good as I remember. I'll be honest with you. I don't know whether that's just my taste have changed. It probably is that. However, this is the V2 Mark II. Mine was just a regular Origin before, which means that I've got Mr. Paul Jones, Sparky Juice. Paul Jones made me a Ultim tank 3 years ago, something like that. It didn't fit in my Origin at the time. It fits in this one. So I've got, I don't know whether it's the only Ultim tank section ever made for an Origin V2 Mark II, but in there I've got Raspberry Mint, and it is not as good as I remember. I am also vaping on. I've got some new stuff this week with regards to Vaping Juice. I got this through from John. I got some from Frambosa.
Yes.
Is that how we're calling it? Raspberry.
That's what I've been calling it. So I got corrected.
Raspberry Nod. I've got that in the I've got that in the Squonk. I've got that in the Lugos with a Viper on top and a whistle on top of there. And it is absolutely awesome. And I love it. It is very, very tasty. Very, very tasty. I will be ordering more from www.justadnick.co.uk in kit form. But this is like this is the proper stuff from hashtag fuck you, Toby. Sorry. John sent us this. Toby didn't send us this. That's why I'm using the hashtag there.
Yeah, no, in Canada, Toby sent it to me, but it's 3 milligrams. So I forwarded it on to the lovely James.
Because apparently 3 milligram is not for real men. And I'm paraphrasing there. He didn't say that. He didn't say it. So I've got
Don't say it because I'm going to trouble for that.
I've got the Keo from Chris Scott, one of our guests, another Vapor V2 on top and a mini whistle in there. And in there I have got Jeffrey's Vintage Vape Dandelion and Burdock. This is now just in me rotation now. I'm going to vape that probably forever. And then, as usual, I've got the Infinity Mods IM356 with a Viper and a whistle on top. And in there is me Tobacco Crunch from Concentrates. Jeb. Is that it? Is that all questions? That was good, wasn't it? Did I whiz through that? I'll whiz through that. I'll tell you what I had for me tea. Made a roast pork dinner for me tea. Low and slow with a roast pork. Went in before lunch. Came at a tea time. Oh, mwah, it was beautiful. I know you didn't ask us that, but I was just telling you it was so delicious. Thought I wasn't going to be able to be at the show. I was so full afterwards. I was like, I'm not going to be able to be at the show. John, I don't know what I'm going to do. Can I come on the show? I'm so full. I am speaking really fast. I'm super excited. I am super excited for all of our guests. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. John, I'm talking to you. Hey, John, let's get you out the way. Come on. I know you've got stuff. What have you been vaping on? What are you drinking on? Oh, and I'm drinking on. Drinking on. Did you see the show when you were away, John?
Yeah.
Did you see me pretendy Budweisers? Yeah, that's what I'm drinking on. That's right. John, what are you drinking on? What are you vaping on? How's your week been? What did you have for your dinner? Was anything good? And that's it. Is that it? That's it. I'm so excited. John,
good. I am drinking on Stay Puffed Stout. Actually, that's quite good. Marshmallow Porter, sorry, not stout. Marshmallow Porter, Stay Puffed. It's very nice. I like it. We have a fancy beer shop in my town now. That's fucking awesome. I am vaping on Lemon Crack in the Sabre on top of the RX75, isn't it? Next up, I have my Bono mod from Turnbull Effects. In that, I have got Jeffrey's Vintage Vapes Cream Soda, and on that, I have I've done it again every fucking week. Sorry, it is
Karma.
Is it a Karma? That's the fella. I got one of them. It's very good. I'm just checking. Very nice. And last but by no means least, I have got my billet box is back in rotation thanks to this little thing, which is the vape shell, which came from the fantastic Ian Schwa. Ian didn't want any money. He wanted me to make a donation to Mark Todd's dog charity of choice, which I did. And then he very, very kindly sent me the vape shell, which I've now got in the billet box. And in that is Lemon Crack, 45 milligram. And it's so tight. It's great.
He is awesome, the Schwa.
What did I eat? I had a lasagna that my lovely, lovely wife made. And a bit of salad. So obviously lettuce, bit of tomato, egg, and a bit of mayo. That's about it. Brad.
Hello, darling.
Are you? Hello, mate. You're like an evil penguin. What are you? What are you drinking on? What are you vaping on? What's you have for dinner? How's your week been? Oh, by the way, fucking good week. Back at work, but fucking loving it. Brad.
I've had a good week. I got back into the workshop, made a couple of mods. I am drinking orange juice.
Why?
Sainsbury's Smooth. Because of Sobertober.
Sobertober. Is that what it's
October.
called?
I don't know.
Never.
It's either October or Stoptober or something like that, but not drinking at the moment. So OJ for me, I'm vaping on exactly the same thing I vape on every week.
We all do that.
One of these days, I'm going to change, and
One of these days, I'm going to kick you to the moon.
today's not the day. And I'm vaping yet another mystery liquid I found in a drawer. Very nice. I think it may have been half cactus at some stage, and I may have added something strawberry to it because it's got like a strawberry cactus vibe, but just finish it. Waste not, want not. What am I doing? What am I drinking? What am I vaping? And I forgot the rest of the questions.
Have you pissed on any roofs recently?
Not recently, but just before I left South Africa.
Pissed on a roof?
It's a South African tradition, and we have a South African in chat who will verify this. It's called a roof wetting,
No.
where when you build a house, you invite all your mates around for the first party. It's always a barbecue / braai, and it's called a roof wetting party. And you and all your mates get drunk, climb up onto the roof, and you piss on it. You wet the roof.
We worked out before the show began that Brad's parents just like seeing him urinate on roofs, and they like to get their friends to watch him do it as well. Tell Brad you've got to pee on the roof. It's bloody amazing. Brad, you've got to wet the roof.
Tradition.
It's a tradition, Brad. Get on the roof.
Well, then it's a tradition in my family. And I'm going to bring it to England. I'm going to make it an English thing.
Don't piss on my roof.
I'm coming around and I'm pissing on your shed.
Don't even climb on my roof with the fork. It will be terrible.
But that's the beauty of it.
What
Is
a way to go,
you're so
though.
drunk that when you fall off the roof, you don't really care. You bounce.
You die.
Well,
Were your trousers round your ankle?
swings and roundabouts, really.
Covered in piss. That's how my nan went, actually, to be fair.
Oh, that awkward conversation with the coroner.
Right. Keeping this quick, I'm throwing this one at Richard.
Hello.
Rich, darling, how's your week been? What you vaping on? What are you drinking? What did you have for tea? And if you were a movie, no, we've done that. If you were a submarine, what color submarine would you be?
Okay. That's easy. Okay. So week's been fair. For lunch, I had a microwave chicken tikka masala. It just needed eating. So that's all good. If I had to be a submarine colour, grey. Grey. I really like
Grey.
grey. It's nothing quite like a grey submarine. I've always said that.
Yeah, very smart. Very smart.
You clearly are not a fan of the Beatles.
Well, they've taken that. I wouldn't want to be unoriginal.
But grey's like smart cash, isn't it? So you're laughing.
There's
Just
so
like,
many,
You
so
could
many
easily
shades of grey.
you could take a yellow, you could take a grey submarine to a daytime function,
Yeah.
and then carry it on to the evening.
no problem. Yeah, summer or winter.
Yeah.
Spring or autumn, don't matter. Grey, it's just perfect.
Yeah. It would look good marching up the Thames. It would look good in the ocean. It would look good next to some porpoise. Yeah, so definitely grey. Definitely grey. That's all good. Microwave curry, yeah, good. Because it's the best of British show, I thought I would vape on loads of Chinese stuff. Vaping on the Engine V2, on the Artery Hive. In there, I have Nata, original Nata, beautiful.
Nice.
Forgot how much I liked it actually, because I haven't had it for a little while, but that's fantastic. I have the Frambosia version in the Surge Squonker with the little Pixie RDA on top from Vapefly. Nice little alternative to the D Pro Mini. Very solid little thing. Dean's Basium with said D Pro Mini. What's in there? Oh, James's Raspberry Tea's in there. And last but not least, the Saver with the Maximus on it.
Very good. All the Nata counts as British anyway, doesn't it? Because it's from Canada and we own that. So.
Yeah. And I might try the Nick Salt version of the nata in the saver later.
Nice idea. Does work.
Yeah, I've never had an Ixalt in the saver, so that'll be interesting.
Did you get 20 or 50?
25.
25. Hardcore John got the 50, I think.
Oh yeah, mine's got a skull and crossbones on it. That's how you know it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's all the hand checks. Should we get our first contestant in?
Yeah,
Aye, aye, Captain.
lottery or James.
So if we if someone could do a sort of interesting intro.
Okay,
for
I've
Ideal
got to go left to right on my screen then. I think.
Dave looks ready, John.
Dave does it ready. You're right. Okay. You may remember Dave from a Mods and Rockers fight in Brighton, 1972. Someone do a better intro, and I'll click the button.
Okay. You may know this man from his guest appearance on Jay Leno, or from his daytime TV show with Dion Dublin. It is, of course, the brilliant Dave Hibbert.
Ta-da! He's just got to unmute himself. So he can do it.
I've sussed it. Hello.
Hey!
Brilliant, happy day. Brilliant, happy
Thank
day.
you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
I like how all the mod makers are in suitable locations.
Yes, he's got his British flags on as well. Which is pretty good.
They're all in attics or sheds or garages or lairs, dungeons.
Shops.
Yeah.
Where there should be. I love it. I love it.
Right, what's happening, James?
Thank you very much for coming on the show, Dave. We are massive runtaholics, runt fans here in the Ideal Ohm Show. And we know you're a fan of the show. We've heard a rumor that you're a fan of the show. That normally you'd be sitting at home watching the show, but no, sitting at home on the show. That's good.
I'm watching the show.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good. I like it. Like two birds, one stone. So Dave, welcome to the show. You've been on the go a long time, Dave. Is that right?
Just over 4 years.
Yeah, you've been on the go a long time. Like pre Facebook. You didn't start on Facebook. Am I right? I think you didn't start on Facebook.
UK Vapers.
That's right. UK Vapers. I remember that.
Days of forums.
Wasn't the first thing you did the little K-Fun Mini mod?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I might have a picture if you want to see a picture. The very first one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, bring up the pics, Dave. Bring up the pics.
I hope you like hot glue.
We do. We love hot glue.
There we go.
It's great.
But let's give it a little bit of context. At the time, hot glue was very de rigueur, wasn't it? It was very in. Everybody was wearing hot glue. That's
mods. That was modding. I mean,
It was functional. Well,
yeah, it worked.
It was made for a purpose. I wanted a small mod for my pocket at work, so
yeah.
Is that how it started, Dave? Is that how it started? You went, I want to make a mod for myself for work,
yeah.
And
that was it. I just wanted something small for my pocket. Right, I used to have a long, a pen style one with a nature vape tank on it, like an Ego battery type one.
Yeah.
It was about 6 inches long, far too long for the pocket. I know what I'll do. I'll make a little box.
Side by sides, that works.
Is that how it kicked off, Dave? That you post that on UKV and that kind of going from there. People went, oh well, I want one of them. Can you make me one of them?
Yeah, it wasn't exactly that one. No one would have wanted to buy that. That's why it was called the Run.
Yeah.
Because Nigel was doing stuff on UKV at the time. Nice powder coated boxes. And then I came up with this abortion. So hence the Runt, and that's where it all began.
And I think the first time we probably spoke was SV, I think, Dave.
It could well have been, yeah.
Yeah, when I used to be a hall monitor on SV, I think. was the first time, and obviously seeing your creations land in the form that we all know and love now, really, which is the squonk box with the very familiar Runt logo.
Oh, not familiar anymore. He's gone, Vince.
Vince is
He's
gone.
gone.
He's DM. He's Danger Mouse now, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
I like it.
One potential lawsuit to another potential lawsuit.
You know what it is? If you keep on moving, they'll never catch you, Dave. If you keep on moving, they'll never catch you. You know what it is? And it's animators, Oddman, and I don't know who makes Danger Mouse, but you know, it's a long process, long process. By the time they get the paperwork filled in, you'll be gone, long gone.
Depends if they copyrighted the font, doesn't it?
A different font.
Oh, well, there you go. They can't touch you.
And one different.
Yeah, exactly. It's over 50% different.
Yeah.
We have to ask you the generic questions as well, Dave, because that is the law. Which is so. What liquid? What liquid are you vaping? What do you normally vape? What's your kind of favourite?
Raspberry Fields.
Raspberry Fields from the fantastic St Simon of Sawyer.
Yes,
Strawberry Fields.
Every day, all day.
That is your number one Raspberry Fields.
The only one. I don't vape anything else.
What was it before Raspberry Fields?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I mean, a grumpy juice. Raspberry,
right, yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, Raspberry Donut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, Raspberry Fields has been out 3 years.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think about 3 years, something like that.
I've tried others, but I prefer that, so I don't get bored of it. No vaping.
And what's your ATI of choice?
Oh, everyone should know that.
Come on.
Ask Hodge. Go on. Nuts.
I know what.
I've had two. To be fair, I have had two.
I've got about 4, and I only use one of them.
You'd love one of them, Richard. They're fantastic. They are
Brilliant.
tight as arse.
Brilliant.
They're absolutely fantastic. Which are made by John.
Yeah, Mad Einut John.
Mad Einut John. Yeah. Who's Polish, isn't he, John?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely crazy bastard who makes atomizers has been doing so. He started on UKS as well, didn't he? UKV, sorry.
I have no idea, to be honest.
It was either there or the pit, somewhere bad and dangerous.
And obviously, it's on a run.
Yeah, obvious.
Got to do a bit of self promotion, haven't you?
Yeah. Hold it. Absolutely. No problem. And if somebody wanted to buy a Runt, you would go over to www.facebook.com and join the Runt Mods group.
Runt Devices.
Runt Devices.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a member and I still don't know the fucking name. Every time
I've also got what everyone else has as well.
Oh, you're
work.
You're a mech fan.
Yes, no regulated.
Yes, all regulated.
Have you thought about making
regulated?
regulated?
Yeah.
Not mechanical, I prefer.
Would you consider making a regulated, Dave? Would that something that would be, or is it just too much? Nah.
There's a lot more time involved in a regulated mod. I have attempted one in the past. I have a little shelf with all my cast-offs on up here. This was a DNA 61.
Oh, that's sweet.
That never saw the light of day, really. Just a little. I don't know if you can see that. It's a bit dark up here.
It looks nice.
Why has that never seen the light of day? Why, Dave? Why? You tell us more.
I don't know. It just didn't feel right to do it.
You know now people are going to be on you for buying.
Yeah, I shouldn't mention any of this.
You shouldn't have done that. There's definitely people are going to want that, especially now they know.
There's only one of them though.
Yeah, so don't make it worse, for fuck's sake.
I'll shut them now.
Absolutely fantastic. Should we bring in the next victim?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'm going to try.
I didn't get to say what I'm drinking.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
go on,
Well,
I'm
tell
not
you hold
Jeff
up
for lunch.
Magnus, but go for it.
It's always Magnus.
What do you have for lunch,
Always,
though?
Chicken salad with egg.
Good man.
Yes.
That's not salad, dude. That's not.
Fucking genius.
When the magnet is out, I've got some Old Rosie.
Oh, nice. What's that?
Blimey.
Scrumpy?
Yeah, 7.5%.
Good
Should be
man.
good.
That'll do it.
That is the most urine-like beverage I've ever seen.
Original cloudy cider.
That's good stuff. I'll give you a hangover.
Who next, John? Should we get the
Um,
most recognisable face?
Oh, okay. You want to get the most recognisable face? That's going for. I tell you, you might be the most recognisable face, but the fact that I can't got it, can see. Right. The next up we've got as a guest is a man I cannot gush about. No, I can.
It's the man whose fault it is that John's here.
It is the man's fault he's not here. But not only that, he's been on a guest before as a reviewer, but he's back as a mod maker because we now know Mr. Scott Bonner is a mod maker and runs Turnbull Effects, and he's here. There he is. He just needs to unmute himself. And he's here. I think he's.
Hi, Scott.
Morning.
Hello.
Yes.
I wasn't sure they used. I was getting a bit of lag on this thing.
Oh, right. That's just
So
me.
like a robot. That's things all right.
Good.
Yeah, very good.
Awesome.
How are you, Scott?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
Good. I think I don't know. I'll do a little bit of an intro then. So, Scott, you how long? I'm trying to think. How long have you been making mods for? About a year now, or a bit longer?
Well, I sold my first mod in December,
Right.
so coming up for a year.
So coming up for 1 year,
Yeah,
and you make your own blocks as well now.
yeah, that's what I started off doing, just as a it started off as just a bit of a hobby, really, just more out of curiosity. And then people started asking if they could buy some, so I thought, all right, I'll make a few extra. And then we just sort of went from there, really.
Because you started off, you sent me, I've got a razor handle, a Scott Bonner razor.
Oh, yeah,
handle,
yeah.
And you were doing pens as well, I think.
So, right, yeah, because I started off, I bought I just fancied trying doing something different, like as a hobby. So I bought myself a wood turning lathe, and I just watched loads of like YouTube videos and taught myself how to use it. And then I started making things like pens and the razors and about 1,000,001 bowls. Our house is just full of bowls because that's what you're practicing. You have to sort of practice, but then like, you left with loads of bowls everywhere.
That's the first thing anyone ever makes when they get a lathe.
That's it. Yeah, honestly, we've got cupboards of the things now.
I really like the idea
the
that
bowl in this house now.
Mrs. Bonner's going, fucking hell.
Yeah.
He makes another fucking bowl. I'm going to fucking murder him.
But then, from there, then I just was always very curious how, like, the stabilisation of wood and dyeing the wood and all that sort of stuff. So I started watching a few YouTube videos about it, and then I had quite a few conversations with Chris Scott. He helped me out a lot, gave me a lot of advice, and then I thought, you know what, let's extend my hobby a bit and have a go at that. So I bought the equipment to do that, and then, like I said, from there it just sort of transitioned from me doing it as a hobby to me selling a few to then sort of use them to make my own mods.
Yeah. Because I was just remembering actually, because at Vape Fest 2017, Mike Dacus made a mod out of your block for Rick, didn't he?
Yeah.
So you kind of both gave it to him. I do remember that. Yeah. It's
Yeah, I'd only been doing it for, I don't know, not that long, maybe about 6 weeks or something like that, like the block making at that stage, I think.
James, any questions?
Yeah, for the
Bonner.
Of course, you know, I'm pretty bad. So I have got a little bit of it's not a mod making question though, Scott. But I did want to ask you about your review life, and I know you here as it really is a mod maker, and we'd love you as a mod maker. But I just it's a bit of a cheesy question, but I just want to know what your favorite thing that you ever reviewed was. What was like your most favorite, the item that you got in, you were so excited you couldn't wait to get the review up, sort of thing. What was your your most favourite thing you've ever reviewed?
Oh, just for the record, I am still a reviewer, but it's just that I don't do it that often now.
And
But I will
we
still
know
be
that. But
Yeah,
you're
we
here
have.
as a
I watched
I've got like
very
the
recently.
10-year anniversary in December of reviewing, so I'll definitely be doing it till then. I've got another review coming out all next week, but it's nothing too exciting. But but I'm still a reviewer as well as a mod maker, but yeah, very, very much part-time now, though. What's the question?
What was your most
was your
favourite thing?
Favorite thing you ever got into review?
Yeah, that you're most excited about? What stands out?
Well, I'd say the one that stood out for me, it's not so much like favourite, but the first thing that I remember receiving, and I really had the wow factor for me, was the original GGTS from Imeo.
Yeah.
It was like at that time, like there wasn't that many sort of mods out. You know, it was very much like people who was just sort of knocking them up as a hobby in their shed sort of thing. You know, so it looked a bit rustic, let's put it that way. And I remember I bought a GTS, I think it was called, off a guy called his forum name was Moog, and that was obviously by Imeo. And at the time, you know, I was impressed with it, but you know, in hindsight, when you look at it, it was sort of quite rough around the edges. The finish wasn't amazing. It did have very much a homemade feel about it. But then probably about 2 weeks later, that's when the GGTS came out, and it was Cloud9 Vape, and I can't remember whether they changed their name. But they contacted me, so we got a G. No, they didn't. Actually, I actually went and bought the GGTS from them. No, sorry, they did send one out to me. But then I was so impressed, I went and bought another one pretty much straight away. But yeah, they're getting that GGTS, and then they're taking out the package, and that was the first thing that really actually made me go wow, because for me it was completely, you know, leagues ahead of anything else, like in terms of mechanical mods that was available at that time, and it really was. It was quite a special moment for me. So that was something I definitely was very excited to review. But on the other hand, though, because it's Imeo's reviews, it's also a bit of a pain in the ass because they're always so long because you have to cover everything, because no matter how many hours and hours of footage you put into it, you always miss something which he starts moaning his tits off about. But yeah, that was probably the first one that really sort of stuck out for me, which, you know, had a bit of a special memory, let's put it that way.
Just beg the question, are you going to do anything special for the 10 years? Are you going to do a special video? Or
yeah, I'll do some sort of special video, but
I want to hear another
I don't know what I'm going to do yet, to be honest, but I'll have to do something.
Download some seminal ones off your YouTube.
I was thinking that maybe
and make a highlight reel.
A few of the early ones are just sort of commentating on it, you know, like the reaction videos to my own videos, but cringy. I don't know if I want to put myself through it. And I'll give away like one of my mods or something like that as well.
Very cool.
I think it's something. I'll have to do something for 10 years.
I'll say this, Scott. I would happily watch viewer requested cloud videos all night long. Just a compilation of them. I would just I would happly watch them for hours.
Maybe I'll have to add some of them as well.
That was a thing that always I watched. We all did. We watched your reviews, many, and I shouldn't be talking about reviews because you hear as a mod maker, but watching your reviews, every single time you looked at camera and then you look away, always caught us off guard, always made us laugh out loud. I love them. I absolutely love them. We love you, Scott. We love you.
Okay. Back to mod making. Yes, all right, it's all right, because you've had a new release in the last sort of few days. The TFX Ohm, just trying to, because obviously I've only ever made skonkers, and I just thought, well, I'm probably limiting like the amount of potential customers I've got. So if I've got like a non-skonker one as well, I don't even know what you'd call a non-skonking mod. We're not trying to explain to people I've got a mod that's non-skonking. How do I explain to people? No, it's not a skonker.
You just say bod, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just got so used to making squonkers and talking about squonkers that
to be fair, Scott, you invented half the words, so just make up another.
Yeah,
I know.
So you've got a non-squonky bod out
now as well, which I've got one. Yeah, I did have. Yeah, that's like the prototype one that I made.
Yes.
So is it two batteries then?
No, it's the one battery in there, but the other side is for the electronics next to the click fit.
Cool.
And for the ergonomic grip.
Ergonomic grip.
Nice.
That's pretty good. I do remember he couldn't stand but do a slight swipe. When he sent me my mod, he said it ain't that big. It's quite small. He said, don't judge it by my hands because I've got big hands, not like your little girly hands. Cheers, Scott. Thanks, man. Big forehead, tiny hands. Cheers, man. Thanks. Lovely.
Obviously, we need to know what you're drinking and what you had for lunch as well.
Well, I didn't have anything for lunch, but shall I say what I had for dinner?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
For dinner, I had chili paneer cooked by my lovely wife. Which is the advantage of being married to an Indian.
Yeah, and being vegetarian.
Food. What's I remember what I'm drinking? Well, I was actually drinking my usual Pepsi Max, which is what I always drink, out of a Stella Artois glass. Just to make me feel a bit more manly. But for first time in a very, very long time, I thought, you know what, I'm going to have a bottle of Budweiser. So that's what I'm mainly drinking at the moment.
Actually drinking a beer.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
We've broken him. We've broken. Scott,
I watched the first 10 minutes of the show. I thought, you know, I better have a beer.
Why don't you get a steak on as well? Have a beer, eat some meat.
Yeah, that's what I realised after about 10 minutes of being on the show as well.
Yeah, you need alcohol to get through.
Gonna need a beer for this.
Right, I think we're gonna. And what liquid are you vaping though, Scotty?
I had been vaping, not that one, the Natter, mainly because I'd run out of my usual juice, to be totally honest. But I've been vaping that for the last 2 days. But my new juices, or my regular flavourings came in today, so I've just made up my usual one, which is a tribute to Crispy Treats. Not the original ones, a tribute to Crispy Treats.
And what Atty have you got on, Scott?
What? Oh, Atty. Yeah, I thought you said Atty.
You made up the fucking word. You might as well know what it fucking means.
I'm using the Profile RDA.
Oh yeah.
The mesh coil.
I've heard good things. I've seen Rip Trippers Wankfest, but I did see you kind of saying, yeah, actually, he's right. So.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah, I was surprised. I'm like, no, to be honest, I quite like Rip Trippers and most of the stuff that he likes.
I do. It was just, I watched that.
I thought to myself, I'm not too sure how great it will be. But yeah, it's been lovely, babe. The best thing about it is just there's just no heat up time. It's just instant.
Wow. It's
just like, I'm not sure why I'm showing it, but it's like instant heat up time because it's excellent. The only thing I will say though is that I've not had too much experimenting with it, but it seems pretty rubbish if you just want to use normal coils with it. I've tried to install a normal coil. You get in the box, you get like 2 of the mesh coils. One of them I obliterated within a nanosecond because they're not very good for dry burning. Like if you leave it just a split second too long, it just pops basically. So you have to be careful there. But it comes with 2 of those mesh coils and one like a normal sort of regular fuse claps and whatever it is. But I couldn't get the claps in to actually sit in between the clamps that well enough. And then I bollocks this. I'm just going to go back to the.
It leaves a lot of space as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's meant to have that whole mesh shebang going on.
Yeah.
And when you just put a tiny coil in it, it just looks weird.
Yeah. Have you used one, Richard?
Yeah, I've got one.
Have you managed to actually get a normal coil to sit in those clamps all right?
Yeah, it fit okay, but it just didn't seem right. It made it like a huge chamber inside.
Yeah.
It just didn't seem. And your legs are really long as well because it's like just sitting between the 2 clamps.
It's
Yeah,
only negative for me because like it means now I've got to keep on buying those mesh coils rather than just buying some bit of wire. Unless
here you go.
use
Here you go. I'll
some
send you
leather.
this. I'll send you this pre-made mesh.
Oh right.
Pre-made mesh strips. There you go. That's what.
Look at that. He's laughing.
Look at that. Look at that.
James,
I'll
you're
send
going
it.
to pick. You're going to add the next mod.
Okay, let's bring in. I can see he's sitting there. He's absolutely pooping his proverbial pants. We're going to bring in. We're going to bring in Ryan Greer from Demonita. Demonita. I don't know how you pronounce his company. We're going to bring in Ryan Greer. He's probably the latest modder. The newest modder of all of the modders that we have here, and he also dips his toe in the juice world. Ryan, I'd like to welcome you to the show. Just give yourself a little unmute there, and don't be afraid, Ryan.
And he's Scotch and everything.
Yes, he's our newest and northernmost guest, and it's beautiful to have you on the show, Ryan. Absolutely, I've spoken to Ryan loads in the past. How you doing, mate? What are you drinking? And what are you vaping? And what did you have for your tea?
I didn't have tea, but for lunch I had a cheese and ham baguette from Greg's and 2 Yum Yums.
Good man. You added the
It's hard to not get a little bit of something else at Greg's, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Drinking is Red Stripe tonight.
Jamaica man.
And vaping on the Demonita mod with the Karma and Cactus Punch Zing.
The dog fucking loves it.
I don't know what's wrong with her. She's normally asleep, but she's not having it tonight.
That's okay. So dog just adds to the entertainment. We've been seeing. It's really odd because in the last few days I've just seen your mods everywhere, all over the place.
I've not.
Have you not?
No.
You got to be tapped in. Dogs everywhere.
Oh, you just
I've got
wanted
one
to
there.
say hello.
There you go. You've pinched TJ.
So Ryan, how long have you been doing the mods yourself?
Well, disclaimer first of all, it wasn't me that came up with the design. It was actually Megan that thought of everything. I just kind of assembled them.
Right.
So it would have been probably, we set up the group in about February, so it would have been from February onwards that they started.
And is it always something you've wanted to do and been kind of watching? And thinking?
Kind of. So we wanted to do mods for a while, and a lot of people were saying, obviously, there's no disrespect to anyone, that there's too many boxes on the market. So we thought we'd do something a little bit different with the shape and things like that. It was just an idea that we had, and then we decided to get some prototypes made and went from there basically.
So was it Megan who did the design? Is she a CAD person? How did that work?
Basically, we got a bit of paper and a pen and drew it out, and then we got help from James Benson, who done all the CAD files for us.
Right.
And then made from there.
James Benson of Angler blah 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 blah. I can never pronounce the name.
I can't pronounce it, and I had one.
Yeah.
He's a lovely lad, James.
He really is, yeah.
So it was sort of backwards and forwards, kind of with stuff.
Yeah.
As you kind of went through the process.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, as I said, it was just an idea that we thought we'd try, and then it worked, so we decided to make them and release them, basically.
It's been fantastic seeing your mods kind of coming. It's probably because we're all, I don't know, like sort of a super Facebook geek twat or something that I see every things kind of going up and stuff like that. So what's in your mods? Because obviously Scott's fairly new to the game from December, and Dave is one of the old guard, but not old, experienced guard, and so it is difficult it's difficult to get them, to get them out and get people interested. So it's always fantastic when you watch people come through.
It is, but I mean, for us, it's not a money-making thing. It's just to get something different out on the market.
Absolutely, yeah.
Funny,
But that's where it. But I think, especially in this side of the market, that's the whole thing. You have to have that, or you don't even start.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Is it weird when people start comparing your mod to some of the more established, longer running mods?
No one really has, to be honest. I've not had any comparisons at all.
Okay.
You haven't noticed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Facebook can be quite brutal sometimes.
It's always brutal.
The first one that I drew it, and it was basically the exact same as the other established mod I think you're referring to. And I was like, oh, can't have that. That's when Megan stepped in and she was like, do it like this, and then it's all different. And then she basically took it from there.
Yeah, cool.
We'll have to go through some of the normal questions. What liquid is your liquid of choice?
In the Demonita, I have Cactus Punch Zing.
Oh, yeah, you did say that, and
in the Runt and Hadley, I have Papa Snag'em Custard.
You have what?
Papa Snag'em Custard.
Happ'em Snag'em. I have heard it.
Papa Snag'em's Custard.
Oh yeah, that's the one I've been seeing going around. Yeah.
It was, I think Megan came up with it for Darren Lawson. Is that right?
Yeah, she created it for Darren. Joe stole Darren's mod at Vape Fest and then said, "This is good. Can you make me some?" So we made him some, and then he put up saying, "Everyone go buy it." We had no intention of ever making it to sell. So Joe put up, and everyone was like, "Oh, where can I get it? Where can I get it?" So.
And you've got a new one as well, haven't you? You've got the monkey shoulder. Is that what it's called? Paul Jones designed a monkey shoulder. It's a bourbon custard. Is that what that is?
No, it's bourbon caramel tobacco.
Sorry, bourbon caramel tomato. Yes.
So as in whiskey, like rye whiskey, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh wow! That's amazing. And is that who's the master behind the liquids? Then is that also Megan?
Yeah.
Why are you on the show, Ryan? Why are you on the show? Where is your good lady?
He did say, to be fair, he said that to me when I asked him to come on the show. So it's not new. He already said that.
I did say that to John. So we could have got her on, but
it's cool. How long have you been vaping for then yourself, right?
About 4.5 years.
Yeah.
Years.
What was I thought we didn't ask that? Oh, we already asked Scott before. We're going to flick back in a second and ask Dave in a second. But what was the device that stopped you smoking? I assume you used to smoke.
Yeah. It was on MVP 2 and a Nautilus.
Fucking good setup, and you could charge your phone off it as well if it went fucko. Yeah, I remember that. But Dave, good. But I'm going to flick back. Dave, what stops you smoking? If you smoked, I mean, I don't know. What got you off the heroin? Is it?
I cannot remember what it was called.
That's how long you've been vaping. It was
nearly 6 years. 6 years in January.
Can you describe it in the form of a
mind? It was an Ego C battery.
Yeah.
With a top on it where the cartridge was like was part of the mouthpiece.
Yeah, no, that's Ego T.
Yes.
Yeah, Ego T, because that's the review I watched of Mr. Bonner's that made me stop smoking.
We've reviewed everything.
Yes, that's how I thought. Do you know what? I was really thinking, I hope I can get it before fucking Bonner. He'll fucking know what it is. But yeah, Ego T. Yeah, stop me smoking as well. Same thing.
Yeah, that's my first thing as well.
When the seal went on the bottom of that little pod, it was fucked. That was really just pissed out everywhere. And fuck, did they get up? I do remember that.
It worked. It worked.
It did work. Yeah, absolutely, it worked. Back to Ryan. What did you have for? You already done what you had for dinner because you didn't have. You had for lunch.
Where can people find your stuff, Ryan?
Yes.
If they join our Facebook group, Demonita Mod, they can find the mods and the liquid.
Oh.
Find it all there.
We should have also added that obviously you can buy your any of the Scott Bonner products from www. You don't have to do that anymore, do you? Just type in Turnwood FX, as in foxtrotxray.com, and you can find his stuff there.
Also, the new Facebook group, facebook.com, TFX.
There you go. Look at that. We're earning our money.
Splendid. Come on, it's 10 to 10. Let's we need to get more guests. Need more guests.
Next guest, go. Next
Go on then, James.
Richard, it's you. I'll pick last one. It's your turn. Go on, get.
Oh, well, we've had one, Ryan. I think we should have another one.
Lovely.
Okay. 2 for 1.
Okay, here we go. Unmute yourself, sir.
Give him an intro. Fuck's sake, poor bastard.
You give him an intro.
It's Ryan Dawes.
That's Ryan Dawes. What's the scores, Ryan Dawes?
Am I unmuted?
Yes.
You are.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hey.
my lover.
How you do, mate? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad.
Let's just get the big questions out straight up. What do you have for lunch? What are you drinking?
Lunch. Fuck knows. I had pizza for tea that was good.
Was it like a frozen pizza or was it?
No,
What is it with mod makers and lunch?
Too busy making mods.
we got a pizza delivered. It was all right actually.
Where'd you buy the pizza from?
Chip shop delivers to us.
Oh,
Sticks.
nice. I like the idea of that. So, Ryan, when did you start making mods?
Start of 2015, I made my first one, and then I think it was about March when I started selling them on eBay originally.
Oh, you started out under rock mods, or just as yourself?
I used to sell models, so it used to be Rocks models, and then it just sort of changed into Rocks mods.
You used to sell models, I don't understand, like model kits.
Yeah, basically on eBay, and then I just used that account to then start selling mods, basically.
Oh right, and you thought, oh right, they're mods. I get it.
I haven't got a wonderful backstory.
No, that is a cool story.
Good story.
Yeah, we like that. We like that. This is all like probing information that John's extracting from you there. Tell us more about the models. What kind of models did you sell on eBay? Give us a proper story there, Ryan, mate. Go on, give us a proper story. What kind of models were you selling?
Model bikes. I used to make like different versions, different paint jobs and stuff on model bikes, and then I used to sell them. They actually sold quite well, to be fair.
That's cool. That's really cool. That's really
like
cool.
model push bikes or model motorbikes?
Like little die-cast motorbikes.
Oh right, okay. And then you kind of do like personalised paint jobs on them.
Yeah.
Oh, so that makes sense because you can get the bike you used to have in the colours you used to have it. That makes sense.
Before that, I used to grow and sell chili seeds randomly.
I like it. What were they? Were they Rocks chilies?
No, I can't even remember what they were now.
Rocks,
that was a lot of time and effort for nothing, really.
Rocks burning bumholes.
It's not just mods now, though, is it? You're the go-to guy for the accessories as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are you not?
They went down a storm at Fest, didn't they?
Yeah, I did quite well. I took way too much stock, but I did all right.
Yeah, your list is phenomenal. The amount of it, because we mentioned you occasionally on the show, because you literally anything that you can make an accessory out of, a drip tip or a beauty ring or whatever it may be. You've got every color, every material. You posted something a few weeks ago and it was a million photos. It was a million. You've got something. You go, well, I want this to go with such and such a mod. You go, where are you gonna go? You're gonna go to Ryan Door. That's where you're gonna go. That's right.
The thing is, we've been oddly, because we've been featuring your mods on the show since nearly the very beginning.
Yeah.
Especially because you obviously buying. You were posting on Modders Gallery, on the Facebook group Modders Gallery, and so Rick's picking them up, and so it's sort of odd, really, because we're coming up for what are we coming up for? 3 years. Am I right?
Yeah, 150.
Yeah, we're coming up for 3 years, and so we've sort of been seeing your stuff for all the way through that, and I unbelievably this is scripted. This isn't scripted right now, but unbelievably normally this is scripted. And when I saw James had uploaded, when you first started doing the drip tips and doing the beauty rings and stuff, and James had uploaded them, there was this real sense of pride from the show, from the hosts, because we've known you like all the way kind of through, like from way back when, and just thinking awesome every time. Well, the same, to be fair, that's everybody who we've got on tonight. Whenever we see new stuff from anybody who's on, we're always chuffed to bits. But it was absolutely fantastic to see your accessories, coming through, and it's been excellent to see you growing. And I always see you every year at Vape Fest anyway. Yeah.
It's good. It's good with the mod showcase at the end though, because like with Ryan's, like not that you didn't have a platform, but it gave you that extra little bit of exposure, which was like the whole point, wasn't it? When it was started, so that worked perfect.
I got a great little buzz every time I was on there.
You'll still be on there. Rick's going to do modcast showcases. He's already said that. What are you vaping on? Oh, you're obviously vaping on one of your own mods, but what's on the top?
One of my own mods, D Pro. This one,
good man.
KO Nano, Sail It,
Chris.
Cactus Punch.
Good man.
Because you ain't got the tropical.
We haven't got it right now. We're waiting. Just had Nick news. We're just waiting for Mark's just doing his big promotion at the moment with SV and a few other people, and then we'll be back off and running with Mark shortly with 2 new flavors from Mark as well. Anyway, what do you have for lunch? Oh, you did that. We have dinner. Did that. We've done the liquids. Done the atomizers.
Great.
Have we done where we can find your stuff?
Oh yeah, where can we find your stuff?
Facebook, same as everyone else. Rock Mod.
So that's rock, as in ROCKMODZ, is it not?
Yeah.
Yes, rock mod. So www.facebook.com. It's the blue one, and then just type rock mods and check out Ryan's stuff. We're going to add the last hidden member. Hopefully, we've got his camera off, so he might not be there.
No, we got two. Have
we got 2 hidden? Oh, I apologise. Yeah, wow, fuck, we're behind.
Okay, stick on James or John.
Okay, I can't even see.
We somehow need to do a 10-way roundtable question as well.
Okay, I'm going to bring in Benji, even though neither one of them can I see.
Eddie, I can see now.
It's frozen, but he's there. Oh no, so is Benji.
Oh, so it's Benji.
They're back.
I'm going to bring Benji in. Right, Benji's coming back. This is Benji. You might remember Benji from such films as War of the World.
3 Men and a Little Lady.
3 Men and a Little Lady.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, he was in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids as well. And The Goonies. Which Benji!
Can we hear you? Are you muted?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, yeah, you're there.
Yeah, you got me.
Yes. Benji from, I'm going to pronounce the name of them. Everybody knows you for the half mod is the thing. The half. That's the name of the company. So you say it, Benji.
Osrix.
Osrix, man, it's Osrix. It's named after the band, dude. It's named after the band.
I know nothing of my music level is like if this is the floor and that's Richard's music, I'm about there. And
loosely inspired.
Go, James.
I've been calling it ostrich for years.
Benji, it is beautiful to have you on the show. Beautiful on the show. You are Dave. People who I admired when I first started vaping. Your early mods were really things of absolute crazy beauty. And I know you've carried that on as you've gone through. What got you started in modding? How did you what's your backstory sort of thing? Was it you saw an opportunity, you needed something for yourself? How did you start, Benji?
Exactly the same as Dave, really. You know, I needed something that I couldn't get or couldn't afford, and I thought, well, I'll go and see if I can make it. You know, and that's where I made this dual parallel with a fuse in the middle, just because it was mental, and you know, stainless steel surround box, and that's where I really started sort of publicly. I did a few sort of terrible things before that, but really, yeah, I wanted something really nice, and I couldn't really go for the whole Facebook thing or whatever, and because I think Facebook was just starting then, like really crazy lists and all that sort of stuff, and I just couldn't be faffed with it, so I was on UKV and made myself something there.
You were, like I said, the word real things of beauty and crazy, absolutely crazy. But I've noticed you've now gone into kind of a more of an Art Deco kind of thing. Is that like a thing? Is that a conscious thing that you're a fan of that period, or is that?
Yeah, I've always had an Art Deco influence to stuff I've made. Yeah,
I thought so. Yeah.
All the way through, really. It's I like the period, and I like the steampunk, but not really sort of you know, what you mean is not over steampunk.
Yeah, you mean not shit.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, not shit. Yeah.
Lots of people go, oh, it's steampunk. I'll go steampunk. I'll just stick some cogs on the outside of it.
That's it. Stick some cogs on there. Yeah, no, not that.
I think the first time I met you, Benji, I think it was Vape Fest 2017. I think you just stood next to me and you went, "Oh, Benji," and I thought, Benji. Hi, Benji. Yeah, no. Yeah. When did you start vaping then, Benji?
Oh, like an MVP V1 in actual fact. Like, so whenever that was, like 2011 maybe.
Oh wow, yeah. So like 7 years vaping, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that long ago. I think that's when I joined UKV anyway. And so that with a Vivi Nova on top.
Classic.
Classic one of them. Just every so often.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Let's have these Bob Marley dreads kind of sticking from the top.
Hanging down. And the flavour wick on top, which was just basically a bit of silica balanced on top of the coil there.
Yeah, chuck that away. Yeah, I do remember the classic Vivi Nova. And do you know what? It's one of the things I still bring up with Mr. Mark Toddlington. Is him going, "Oh, it's really good," and then I got it, and it was so shit. And I just remember going, "You're a fucking ass."
Yeah.
So you started off with the metal boxes, and then you kind of have moved into what we now know. I mean, I think your most famous mod is I don't know. It's hard to really, because it's the half, but then it's your buttons. I still see your buttons.
Yeah, I like making those buttons. They were nice, weren't they? I suppose, yeah. I was making buttons for Eddie's mods.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
because I had a Darwin mod and I had a Benji button.
Yeah. So I think I had the buttons for something else, and then Eddie used a 20x1 thread, and so we cooked it up between us that I could make a few special buttons for his mods, and it was really good.
Yeah. I remember it made. I remember when. It's one of those things, isn't it? If you've got a Darwin mod, and then you go, "Oh, it's pretty good," and then you get a Benji button, and then you've knocked it out of the park. That's the way it was. We haven't done the other. Oh, we did that. We did the lunch, didn't we? What liquid are you vaping on?
No, we didn't. We didn't ask about Benji what he's had for his lunch and what he's drinking.
Go.
I'm drinking tea as always, and I think I had a bagel for lunch, and I'm vaping on. What is it now? Black Pearl? No, Black Box Pearl.
Oh, Pearl, the cereal one by Black Box. Yeah. So I got that in both the tank and I got this fluid that I've wanted for years the other day, and I love it. Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it?
Brilliant little thing with an OATI on top.
Is it a DNA 40 or is it the mech, Benji?
No, DNA, yeah.
Oh, you bastard.
Always seems such a waste of space to have it as the mech, because really you want either 2 batteries or something else. It seems a bit big for a single battery mech. So the DNA, yeah, it's better.
Beautiful. And what's all them records in the back there, Benji?
What?
Read them all
You
there.
got your record collection behind you there, some coloured vinyl and stuff. Nice.
No, nothing like that.
Sorry, mate,
No, polishing mops.
sorry.
Have we asked Benji where we can find his stuff?
No, do it.
Where can we find his stuff?
Well,
then?
Osric's Creations group. Just Facebook, usual.
Yeah, it's a very big group, isn't it? It's very busy.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, yeah. It's
It's really
we have a
tight, really
sale
tight.
most Sundays unless I'm at a show or something.
Oh, you were in Paris.
Yeah,
How was
just coming
that?
back. Yeah, it was good. Paris was all right. Yeah,
I was
Really
looking through. I was flicking through all the pictures, going, no, don't know, Benji.
yeah, massive. 50 modders, I think there.
Oh wow, fuck.
I heard it was quite cramped.
Yeah, it was a little bit cramped, mostly due to like the collection of stalls that was behind us. Really, there would seem to be 2 stalls for every person. So, but yeah, I mean, other than it was good. It was there was some really obviously good people there. Really, really beautiful mods there.
Yeah.
I could have spent thousands probably if I did it myself, But
I think there's always that little bit of British thing where we kind of when we see one of the modders that we know at these international events, it's fantastic, and the more we see of it, the better. And seeing you there, I think were you in Germany last year as well, Benji, or did you not go in the end? I can't remember.
no, I was in Germany as well, yeah, and
Stuttgart.
and then Alicante just a month ago.
Oh wow!
So
What was that like? What was that? Was that a big show? Busy?
I know Hellfire went out, didn't they?
it's a funny old game in Spain, really, because they're sort of like they feel like to me it felt like they were like a couple of years behind us.
Mm.
In
Wow.
the sort of general public were all sort of sub-ohm tanks and quite big. What do you call it? I can't think. Anyway, but just big chunky mods with a sub-ohm tank on top. So that was the general sort of feel of the place. So the modders really, I suppose it was interesting to them, but they weren't really there for buying. Obviously the Frankie queue was huge, of course, but everyone else was. It was just sort of some good chats and stuff, but they didn't. They were just sort of starting to get the high end sort of high end whatever. But more handmade sort of stuff. It seemed like.
Yeah, I think it's kind of. I did see a very funny order come through to one of the websites, not just Adnick, but another one, and they were really lamenting over a fantastic custard they'd tried, and it was just Capella custard, but they were over the moon about what the fuck it was. Best thing they ever tried.
From the conversation I was having, it's largely due to the sort of public opinion. The government have said that don't vape, it's worse for you than smoking. It seems like the general. That's what the official line is.
Oh, really? Wow.
And so it's put a lot of people off. So it's sort of been a bit slow getting going. But I think people are pushing through anyway. As we all do, kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it was a little bit like that when we all started vaping, as you know. I mean, we had similar.
Yeah, it's kind of separating the wheat from the chaff was certainly more difficult 5 years ago than it is now, because there's science now behind us, and we can put it down somewhat. As long as we don't inhale a drip tip, we'll be all right. We've all seen that cunt. I think we need to bring in
One more.
Eddie.
Yeah, you may know him for his theories of evolution. His work in the science world. but we know him as Eddie May,
Jesus. Oh, Eddie May. Yeah.
off of Darwin Mods. Hi,
Evening.
Eddie. Right.
Eddie!
Evening, how we doing?
Very
Good.
well. Loving these backdrops. Loving
Oh,
these
they're
very,
so fucking
very, very
amazing.
mod makery backdrops.
It's like we made it up. Like we said to them, make sure it looks like you're a mod maker. Otherwise,
Make sure it looks like you're on the set of Weird Science.
Yeah. They're just like the mods. We cram as much shit as we can into the smallest space.
What is all that stuff?
Stuff. Treasure.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's some serious equipment in the background there.
Yeah.
Yeah, far too many tools.
You know, I know all about this stuff. Let me tell you, from left to right there, what he's got is he's got like some tool stuff, followed by there's like a portaloo, and then he's got a television and I think that's some sort of doohickey that drips stuff. It's a dripping doohickey.
There's some
a Commodore 64.
hamster.
He's got some sort of
That's the gerbil run. The gerbil run down there.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then
you're never going to get on that treadmill.
I think we have to do an introduction kind of ish as much as we can. Mr. Eddie May of Darwin Mods. Yeah, I think that's the introduction done. So, Eddie, when did you start vaping and when did you start making mods?
I started vaping. I think it was the end of 2010, something like that. That was a
We've got our long. Oh no, I was going to say we've got our longest. We haven't. We got fucking. He started vaping in 1983.
like Mr. Bonner was way before me. That's he was at it well there. I started making mods. I think the first ones I made were 2011, 2012.
Wow.
The first ones I sold were 2012, but I think the first ones I made were probably 2011.
And where were you selling those? UKB as well?
No, these were local. There was one of the local vape shops. We had a really good local group way back before Facebook was really a thing. We had a couple of cool shops, some good local groups, and I sold them through the local groups here. And then moved into the UKV scene and into webs and all that lot.
Into webs, yeah. We're getting into webs.
What was I was just thinking, what would be your most iconic mod, Eddie? Because you've never really settled on pumping out loads of the same one, have you?
Oh,
because you've done so many different ones.
Oh, I do whatever takes my fancy. I like the rest of these guys. It's what you want to vape, what you think there's a gap for, what somebody doesn't already make that you want is what I build. So
I think for me, Eddie is the Evolver. It just is.
The Evolver was really, really popular, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's probably the one I sold the most of. I think I don't know I've done anything that sold more than that.
I don't know how anything can stand out more than the other Vape Jam 2017, 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Beagle. The Beagle's probably the iconic one, I suppose.
I think the Beagle's that thing. If you've got everything else, get a Beagle, isn't it?
if you can get anybody to part with one.
Yeah. It's
No. I meant I just meant if you're one of those people who's already bought everything, to buy it directly off of you is the only way to get it. I think I know. Do I know? Mark's got one. I know Rick's got one.
Yeah, one of them.
Oh, there's three. That's it.
There's three, and there's mine. I've got one as well. But that's it.
I remember you telling me the Evolver was actually quite a pain to make. Is that fair?
A nightmare. Yeah, they were a nightmare. they were like 7-8 months of my life in those mods, and there was a good 3 months of that were full time as well, making them.
Was it the metal top and bottom?
The whole thing.
Oh,
the whole thing.
every element.
The whole thing was every part on it was a major machining task. It was quite high precision. It was a lot of work, and every part was like that. And there's probably 12, 15 parts to them that were big jobs in their own right.
I was just trying to think the first time I was just kind of going through like in my head with every time somebody comes on. I think the first time we properly met was 2016 NEC, I reckon. Eddie?
I think so, something like that.
I think when you walked into Witherspoon's with your massive
yellow case.
Yeah. And it's either Jesus, a terrorist, or I don't know.
What the only thing at any event bigger than the Beagle.
Yeah, it's Eddie's case.
Yeah, well, I'm recognised for that case now. People see that coming.
Yes. What I was going to say, you got your see.
We need to do the three. We need to do what you have for lunch, what you're
Go for it.
drinking, what you're vaping.
Lunch, I had an exciting bacon, lettuce and tomato sandwich from Morrison's. Of all exciting things. What I'm drinking, Sierra Nevada, I'm on at the minute. And I bought this especially for the show, a bottle of Beardo. Whatever it's not very nice. I wouldn't recommend it. Don't bother. It seemed like a show-worthy beer.
Consumer advice brought to you by Darwin Mods.
I think that was once a Travana.
Yeah, it should have been. It should have been. It is like Rick on the bottle there. Look.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Beautiful.
What am I vaping on? I'm vaping on. I've got my Curve. As always, Evil Tyrant on the top. Everybody knows me now. That is why I vape the Tyrant. And of course, a Mr. Dacus. That's my other vape day to day. With the Evil Myth. That's one of the new ones. And actually, one of Ryan's Beauty Rings, Drip Tips, one of his Damascus. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah. God bless Mike. That's a beautiful mod. One of Scott Bonner's blocks, actually, that would as well.
I was wondering if it
I
was
love this. I love it.
It's like a loving.
I love it.
That was one of the things I was going to sort of round table a bit, actually. Like, I haven't seen it in other countries or whatever, but the collaboration between UK mod makers is like crazy, isn't it? You'll see a bit of, you might see a Scott block on a Chris Scott mod or vice versa, or Chris will have helped someone with the original CAD design or the print design, or the collaboration's amazing, isn't it?
Everyone does bits for everybody else.
But don't you? I really feel that there's no. When Richard said that, I was thinking exactly the same today. There's such a there's almost like a team atmosphere when it comes to mod making in the UK, where people tend to obviously avoid stepping on each other's toes, but there's no. It's not a competition. That if you kind of can ask somebody, how do you do that or how do you do this? I can't imagine that happens anywhere as much as it does here, and I think it's incredible. Sorry.
Yeah, why is that? Is it just because you don't see it as competition, or because there's room for everyone, or?
I think just mates.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody just loves what they're doing. Everybody enjoys making mods, and we all want to move the game forward. So it makes sense to collaborate, I think.
But me personally, I've had a hell of a lot of help from. I've been like a beginner. I've just been sort of teaching myself how to use lathes and milling machines and what have you. But for a lot of aspects, I've turned to people like, originally it was like Chris Scott. He helped me out a lot with like wood stabilisation and casting blocks and what have you. And Mike is a lot of go-to, like abstract mods. He's a lot of my go-to guy for some general inquiries and queries if I get stuck on something. And I've got to say a special shout out to, he's not here, but Aidan at Tippy Mods, because I pestered that geezer no end for like months about polishing and getting a decent finish on my mods. And like he must have been thinking, it's like piss off, will you? But he just constantly helped me out. Every time I had another question, he was bang on it, So all these guys have really helped me. Like those are probably like the three main people, but there's been plenty of other mod makers who've given me help with advice and that along the way as well. And if it weren't for them guys, then I don't think I'd be doing any of this, to be honest.
You did the same as well, Brad, didn't you?
I think
Brad, you did. Was it the Delrin Phobics that Chris Scott helped you with?
Yeah, Chris cut my Stabwood and my Delrin mods for me. He helped me with the CAD files. I actually went round to Benji's place. Benji, I've been around to your place 2 or 3 times to work on design together. I've phoned Ryan. I've phoned everyone asking for advice in the early days. And everyone just comes together, and if they can't help you, they will tell you who to go to and what they can and can't do for you. And you ring them up. You don't know them from a bar of soap other than messaging, and we're in the same sort of groups on Facebook.
But I will say, it runs through the whole thing. I mean, I know Ryan at G would saying earlier, you know, James helped him do when they came to the design, but it literally, but it runs through every bit, even with the liquids. When you talk to people like me and Big Mark were talking the other week about a technicality when it came to liquids, and somebody sends you a question, and the first thing the kind of outgoing thing is always, I hope you don't mind, but, and you go, nah, fuck it, what is it? And they just go, yeah, no worries, that's how you do it. Because there is a feeling of we're all in this together. I think that's been run through the whole thing. I think that's a really British thing. Fuck it, I don't care. Yeah, this is the answer. That's how you do it.
The camaraderie amongst all the other modders everyone we have here, I've never seen it in any other industry.
But it does run through the whole thing. It's liquids, mods, atomizers, everything. People do just kind of will say, oh no, you don't do it like that, do it like that.
Yeah, I think it's because we're all like against smoking. Is that what it is? We're all just like, let's not smoke. Let's be vapors.
Yeah, I guess like Benji says, it was a hobby first, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
and as Ryan said earlier, Ryan G, when he was talking. Ryan, you were saying that you're not in it for the money, but I think that's exactly, and as I said at the time, it's exactly the thing. It begins as, I know when we started Just Had Nick, the whole point was I wanted a liquid company that I would order from. You know?
Yeah.
So every time somebody asks a question, you think, no, I'd do it like that. I'll fix it like that, or I'll do it like that.
And juices that you couldn't even get hold of as well.
Yeah, and that
when Jan started, there's so many juices that actually were really tricky to get.
Yeah, you say money. There's no money in small batches of mod making.
Yeah,
no, I totally understand that.
You just do it because you want to.
Yeah. But that's an incredible thing to see that in front of us, that there's these people who only want to do it because they want to do it.
I'd love to retire on it, but it ain't ever going to happen.
He'll start selling in Argos. He'll be fine.
I suppose that's a good thing to sort of point out while you're all here, because I suppose it does get lost in the groups and in the pictures and stuff like that. I mean, how much time do these things take? You know, like beginning to end. How long's your typical mod to make?
That's impossible to say.
Yeah. It's just literally hours and hours and hours.
Nobody wants
that. Depends how many prototypes you have to make, how much money you spend on prototyping.
It's really funny. When you watch, obviously, it must be a little bit disheartening sometimes on the groups, but obviously it doesn't matter if you get your prototypes, if you're an atomizer maker and you get the prototypes done in China, or how Rick does it. I find it so funny that people dismiss the work, the bits you chucked in the bin. They go, no, because that bit of wood, it's like 15 quid, and then you put a hole in it, done. And you go, no, it don't work like that. You get paid more if you did a paper round. You're a fucking idiot.
You can spend hours messing.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's how you get to where we are. I don't know how to kindly do this. Who's got something better to do? Because I'm going to kick you off.
Yeah, we need to make
room. We need
to
lose 2 people so we can fit 2 more people on.
I don't mind giving away chaps.
Okay then.
All right, Scott.
All right, Scott. Well, we'll see you very, very soon, or send you messages. We love you.
Thank you very much for having me. Nice to see you all.
Put that 10th anniversary video in the group.
Yeah, come on, see it. We love you. We
absolutely
love you. We absolutely love you. Sorry about that.
Cheers,
guys.
Have a good one.
Scott.
See ya.
How do I leave? That's it. See you later.
Right.
We're
one modder joining.
Who's next?
Brad's gone.
Gone as well. Brad will be back.
Oh, Brad. That was Benji gone. Okay, no problem. Okay, we've got 2 other people. Everybody else stay where the fuck you are.
Okay, let's. Are you sorting that out, John?
Yep, sorting it out.
Right, I've got some awesome questions pre-prepared. Let's go from left to right on my screen. Okay, so oh no, we've got Dacus. He's already in. Let's beautiful, yes. Michael Dacus.
Whoa! Nobody mentioned he was black. When did?
I'm in.
Oh,
Has Brad left?
Just burst my way in here.
Yep.
Good to see you, Mike.
It's still a funny joke. I do it every time he comes down as well.
And we got Chris.
We've got Chris with a really bad mic.
He's watching EastEnders. Stop watching EastEnders, Chris. I'm bloody iPlayer. He's watching EastEnders. Stop watching EastEnders, Chris. He's also at like fucking time.
I'm not watching EastEnders. I was just making sure that the microphone wasn't going to be all.
No, it is. Chris, it's all gone mental. Right, Mr. Mike Dacus is in the house. I've had to mute Chris. Mike, how the fuck are you?
I'm good, thank you, buddy. Yourself?
Good. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm good. Still getting used to you with no beard. It's really
I know.
You're getting cold.
It's a fresher look.
It looks smooth. Like, not literally, I mean, literally, but also not literally. It looks smooth. Look at them. Oh, ladies.
I told you, if you want to chat me up, to do it in PM, mate.
quick personal question for Dacus. You said you were going to pop down today, but you fucking didn't.
The notorious.
Anyway, Mr. Mike Dacus, how long have you been making mods, Sir Dacus? We're going to go through it as if we don't know.
I was just saying, I've never had this conversation. I think 2014. Yeah, I think 2014.
So 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years. Yeah, first one sold in 2014, but we're making a little bit before that, but nothing important. So it's really anything that matters, really, isn't it?
And you've been vaping. What? How long have you been vaping before you started doing it? Because
probably about 6 months. So yeah, probably about 4.5 years now vaping.
So okay, right. And you did it for a similar reason.
4.5 years now vaping. Yeah, just nothing that you like out there. It's just people just start making their own mods, and there's just something to do. A similar reason. Hobby into a lifestyle that you like out there. It's just people
Did you have any pre-ready skills though, Mike? Because you seem to just pop up with like very fancy wood mod straight away.
Always been good with my hands. Take that for what you will.
That's why I invited him down. That's why he's coming down today.
I never saw sort of like sellotape and string Dacus,
No, that's not my style, right? Not my style. All the embarrassing stuff was kept at home, never to be seen by anybody else's eyes other than my own. So that's fine. All the embarrassing stuff was kept at home, never to be seen by anybody else's eyes.
Chris, you're very echoey, mate. Can you turn the volume down, please?
Oh, hang on. Let me turn my fan off. That probably helps.
Yeah, what help with the echo there?
Unless it's bouncing the sound back. Yeah. Turn the fan off and then turn your volume down a little bit, please, Chris.
Volume on with who on the speakers?
Yes, please.
Yeah, it's coming through the speakers and back through the mic, I think.
Oh, hang on. The dog ate my headphones.
It was all going smoothly until then.
The only headphones I've got are in the rift. Hold on. Just hang on. I'll get the screen share up.
I don't even want to know what we look like in there. It's like you're here with. What if we do this?
Brilliant.
It doesn't seem to work. What are you watching in there, Chris?
Watching you, mate. It's got you in 3D.
What happens if I do this?
I can reach up and feel you.
Oh, that's weird. That feels like a paid extra service.
Sorry, I'll lift them up like that now. I've got the old headphones.
Much better.
No one's got it on YouTube.
Listen,
has anyone got the show on YouTube on another window?
I'm not a nerd, honest. Oh yeah, I am.
Oh, Chris, I absolutely adore you, man.
You're listening to Absolute Radio Late
I
Night
had to
Chat.
keep up. I wondered why it was all a bit out of sync. That's better, isn't it?
All sorted.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry, everyone, for fucking.
You probably don't need the visor now.
Absolutely brilliant.
Listen, I'm concentrating here because I'm trying to put a wiki mist wipe.
I will say, no one told me Chris wasn't black. So I'm a bit annoyed.
Oh, dear, mate.
Right. Chris, how are you? No.
Hold on. Yeah, we go. I'm back on this speaker.
Right, Chris. How are you? What did you have for lunch?
What did I have? Well, I didn't have any lunch. I'll tell you a story.
There we go.
I've gone on a new diet, right? Keto diet, no carbs. So what I did was I had a big old breakfast instead. I had a big chili omelette and a load of bacon. Skipped lunch. And then I had steak and cauliflower cheese for dinner.
That's all right, isn't it? That's not bad.
Proper.
That's diet, isn't it?
That's
bacon, steak. Yeah, sign me up for that.
And because you can't use any flour to make the sauce for your cauliflower cheese, I had to make it with cream, butter, cream cheese, and cheese.
and just 2 pieces of toast, yeah?
It's a real hardship.
Yeah, it sounds awful. Right. Where are we at now? Because we've talked to Mike a bit and we've talked to Chris a bit on off screen.
Am I allowed to put the YouTube back on if I mute it so I can see the chat?
You can.
No, Chris, I'll put a link in our little Hangout chat. Click that link in the Hangout chat. There you go.
Hang on.
And it's the chat without the visual.
Oh, the chat without the chat. Hello, everybody.
Right. John, take us away.
What are we talking to? Chris?
Sorry, say that again.
How long have you been vaping, Chris?
I started vaping in May 2014.
Oh, so not that long then.
Well, nearly 4.5 years.
And you were a smoker before that?
I was a smoker.
And then what was the device that stopped you smoking?
Well, I got an ego.
We know you've got an ego.
It kept me off it for a week, but it was shit, really. And I got an MVP2.
Yeah.
And then soon after that, I found the wonders of the Igo L atomizer.
Oh, yeah.
Drilled a big hole in the side of it. And then I found Redastair, and I've never looked back.
That's not true. What's the one you buy from me? I can't remember what it is.
Hey?
What's the one you buy from me?
Well, every now and again, you get one that gets a load of hype, and I buy it. But really, it just sits on the shelf.
Oh, you bugger. You buy a bucket load of it. Ooh.
Well, and if you're going to buy... the thing is, you might like it. And if you like it, you're going to need a lot of it.
That's true.
So I've got a massive bottle of lemon crack sitting on the shelf.
You don't like it?
I've got a massive bottle of Cactus Punch sitting on the shelf. And I've had a little bit of it now and again.
That's the one thing with Chris. If you see him at an expo or a show or whatever, and you want to try his fancy new mod, you have to have a go with the Redastair. To brace yourself.
I'm going to try and break Chris's Redastair. That's my new talent.
Now, I've just put a wick in the squirt because last weekend I went up north and saw a boyfriend, and he gave me some juice, some special juice, especially for me, with my name on.
Nice.
And can you identify the man here tonight?
Well, I haven't tried it yet, but what I'm going to do is a little puff on it now because I've just...
Oh, not live on the telly in that one, Greer.
In the swipe.
Do you know, I haven't told this story on the show. It's actually quite funny. My neighbour on one side, she vapes, and I saw her vape when she was vaping on a pipe, and she said, "The thing is, nobody makes pipes." And I said, "My mate does." And she said, "Oh, right." And I showed her a couple of pictures of Chris's stuff, and I never mentioned it again. I thought I said, "Yeah, his name's Chris Scott. He makes his stuff." And then I didn't know, but she just blindly messaged him on Facebook. And then I think Chris sent me a message saying, "Your neighbour sent me a what the fuck?" Said he wanted a mod. And Chris being Chris, he thought, that sounds funny. I might do that. And
Yeah.
That's my neighbour.
This is what happens, you see, these women that grow up near power stations over in Ipswich way.
Yeah.
They like pipes.
Yeah. Yeah, she vapes a pipe in her gun. So you're vaping on the Swipe at the moment. Is that your ATI of choice at the moment, or are you? What's your normal? Is that your?
That's his mod of choice, John? Mod of choice.
Mod of choice is his. We know it's
a Narca.
Oh, and a Narca.
And there's one on each. What I usually vape is my little KO Nano all day, every day, with red stuff in it.
Fucking hell.
Is that one where you can see the battery? The Nano?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
It be.
Yeah. I know somebody just said it in chat as well. Matt English. I think nobody knows about Chris. Chris can cook. Really,
he can.
When I get a bit of vapor's tongue on the red stuff, I hit the Swipe up with something else in it.
Ah, you put your vapor's tongue with the red stuff. It's just constant because it tastes like shit. We were talking before I ran away for a wee. I'm going to bring Mike and Chris in on this. Is the fact that you all lot seem to help each other, which is quite something.
Of course,
Chris you just do, don't you? I know you were talking to Scott all the way through his stuff, Mike, and I think Chris was helping him with the wood.
Yeah. If anyone needs to know anything, it's part of the community. You've got to help each other out. There's no point, having that ill feeling towards people because it doesn't achieve anything.
Yeah, but I think that doesn't happen in other places. Coke don't ring Pepsi and say we can't get fucking cherry to work, and Pepsi go, give a fuck off, or vice versa. It's quite exclusive to vaping that you all lot seem to help each other. And Chris is sort of infamous in the modding world as well.
Very much so.
Doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've had a hand in most mods that have come out in a way.
Thing is, I like to be Tupman's worth in.
Are you still doing that mad thing of just buying random bits of trees?
Oh God, yeah.
What's the latest?
What I bought? I bought a big piece of horse chestnut recently. Cut it up, sent it to someone to make it into peppermills for me.
Peppermills?
Yeah, I fancied a really nice stumpwood peppermill set.
That's really good. Yeah, I'm a bit of a. This is what a twat I am in real life. I got. Right, if you're one of those people who really likes having pepper on your dinner, you need a Peugeot peppermill. They're unbelievably good. And whenever I go out to dinner, one of the first things I do when I sit at the table in a restaurant is pick up the peppermill, and grind it, and go, nah, shit, because I got that one out.
Right, we need to everyone stand by and get ready to chip in because I reckon we need to do Travava.
I think we do. You can all step in with reach and yay.
If anyone can actually figure out what it's meant to be, that would be good as well.
Yeah, it's a good start of 10. It's a good start of 10.
Right. First one, if someone can present me in a sec. The first one is Aidan Lane.
Aidan Lane.
Nice.
What's this meant to be then?
Let's just present you.
Darwin.
There you go.
Reach.
Yeah,
As relevant as you like. Look how super relevant we are with this one, Ian. Spot on. Attenborough and Darwin. He said, "I can't do any Attenborough impression." He said he liked it. I remember watching this program. He liked it a lot.
I think this one's Bob.
This is Bob.
I never saw that.
He thought there was going to be no try of Avatar this evening.
I like that one.
This one came in at about 8 o'clock. No, about 7:30 this evening.
Brilliant.
Next one is from Mr. Bobby Drago.
I like that.
Yeah.
I did, but it's hidden. You need to shrink it slightly because it doesn't make any sense at the moment. It's behind all our faces to us.
I can't make it any smaller.
Read what it says.
Everybody duck down.
Oh no, they'll be able to see it fine.
Yeah, they will.
Oh yeah, that's right. Only we can see these people.
What does it say?
Only we see these. I'll bring it up. It says mesh, last option for incontinence.
Yes, perfect. I really like that. That was very funny.
Yeah, Bobby's always good. He's nice, Bobby. This is another one from Solo. This is from Bob Clark. This is from Solo the movie. Yeah, try my mod. Yeah, it's got red to stare at it. Probably. I don't know how he speaks. I'm not saying it. This is a good one. This is another one of them kind of grassroots of
what the fuck program is that? Is that little known program How to Airbrush Your Jeans on?
I think this is the X Factor. I'm not entirely sure.
That shit is never on in our house.
This came from Dave Shields, and I should have really captured the entire thing because he made his wife stop the program and rewind it so he could take a photo. And apparently she called him a twat.
I'd never own up to watching that.
Which was good. Okay, next two are from Deb Goff. It's a reach. It is a reach. However, these came from, I think Deb got her husband, or Deb's husband sent them to Deb to send into the show because he saw them. And I love that sort of stuff where it's like, it's a thing where people are in Tiki or Max or wherever the hell this is, taking photos of stuff just because it's a try of Avatar.
I do it all the time. Just stop. And my wife's going, oh, stop fucking doing that.
It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Next one's from Deb Goff as well. We've got two.
I like that. That works.
Yeah, it works. It works. It's kind of.
Yeah.
Is it just the Omega sign though? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it is. But it's better than replay. So I mean, it's relative, isn't it?
Next one.
That is shit.
It's from Jerry Murphy.
Don't get it.
It's meant to be a pod system.
Yeah, looks a bit like a pod system. Looks a bit like a pod system. There's another one from Jerry. There's another one from Jerry.
It's got better.
Yeah, you know what it is. Danny Murphy is making our Jimmy Parker look good.
I will say, relative to Jimmy, Derry's knocking it out of the park.
Yeah,
we've had that.
We've had something very, very similar, but he saw it. It reminded him of Vaping, so he sent it in the show. So it works. This is from me. This is where me and Chris were at the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm only joking. That's good.
I liked it there.
Yeah, I liked it there too. And I'm sure that one there was making Bob Clark furious because Bob Clark tried for months to get a dead rabbit on Try Avatar, and there we are. We just stumbled. We literally stumbled into that one, Bob. I'm sorry, mate.
It's good. Fuck it.
Here we go. We're into the Jimmy Parker selection.
Yeah, I knew it was Jimmy. As soon as you put it up, I thought that's a Jimmy.
It's Jimmy Arlo. You can see. I wish he's got this certain photo. He hasn't. It's got that plain white background.
What is it? A lamp?
Yeah, I think it's a torture. It's
because
that's what look about it.
Yeah, it looks like a fucking lamp.
This one from Jimmy.
Yeah, no.
Yep, next one.
No.
This is not bad. This is not bad.
What is it? What is it then?
Yeah, what is it?
It's a lamp, but what is it in Jimmy's land?
See, to me, that does look a lot like the top of an Heineken UCAN with the needle taken out.
See, it could totally be that. It could totally be that.
Fucking hell.
It could be.
This is
It
doing
could
the
be
work
like a natty.
for him. Jesus Christ. Not even an natty. What the fuck is that?
This is a thing that Jimmy saw on Wish, and it made him think of vaping, probably. And
it needs to get banned from Wish.
and look, this is a racing nut, but it looks a little bit like
nothing.
Like
a racing nut.
Like something.
Nah.
Next one's good. Next one's good. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
That was the only one he had that was passable.
That was it. That's all right. That's all right. That's not bad. That's not bad. Can't complain about that one. We can't.
Have a bit too much time on their hands, don't they?
On Easy's last one.
That looks like a hose connection because that's what it is.
No. But if you didn't know what a hose connection was and you were all in the you'd be like, is that a drip tip and a little green?
You fucking wouldn't.
Imagine, take yourself to a place where hose connections never existed, John.
It's got an O-ring on the outside. You never would vape that.
I mean, it's upside down. You wouldn't have the right. This next one, Johan Kier Holstrom, or whatever he's called.
We're back in the game. That's good. I like that.
This is good. It's good. Let it lot. John Collin.
Reach.
This one reminds me of noodles. I'll be honest with you. This is more of a noodly one than anything else.
That remind you of super noodles, but not really.
Next one. Keith Jones. Todd's Green.
It's not bad.
But look at it. It's a legit one. It's not from Wish. It's not just a stock image. He could have killed himself at this. He's probably at this point. And he's went, I'll get a picture of that.
It reminded him of vaping. So it's
a hero. This is from.
There's nothing right about temperature control.
There's not. This is from Lee Marsh Hogan. Temp control.
Yeah, it's all
right. This one.
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. I'm not going to say I'm all out a fan, but it's all right.
You only say that because Mario would murder you. This is Durkin. People know Durkin, don't they? Chris Durkin from
Chris Durkin from where's he from? From a shed.
This is a good one. Look, this is a good one. Yeah. Oh yeah, Matt English.
That was back in the game. You kind of take us out. And then you bring us back, James.
It's a roller coaster, isn't it? It's a roller coaster.
It is.
Another one from Matt English.
Oh yeah, that's not bad.
It reminded him of vaping. Send it in.
Put it on the show.
Michael Briggs. This is a Gus related one. The Ian.
No, it was a reach. But I miss Gus. Gus, we
I do.
By any chance you're watching the show, we love you.
McBlizzard, Velocity. This is pretty good. This is pretty good.
Velocity clothing.
Yeah, this one is reachy. It's so reachy. Yeah, this is Jimmy Potter quality. No, that's just some wood.
It's just a bit of wood.
It's just some wood.
Oh, you need to zoom in on this one a little bit. Oh, down a bit more. No, it's up a bit. Down a bit. Is that up a bit? I'm not sure. Nautilus cup. It sounds like it should be either a vaping thing or a contraceptive thing. It's the Nautilus cup. Look at that. Check it out.
A contraceptive thing.
Nice. This next one. This is from Colin. Obviously, you can see there.
I did when we first put that up. It counts because I did think, that looks like a burnt out whatever the fuck it could have been
from the sun.
Looks like one of them that's gone off in someone's pocket.
Yeah, it does.
It does. And I like these little texts. The fact that this made me say, that reminds me of Evan. Slightly took away the pain. So you know what's happening there? Try a Vitava. It's helping people, John.
Such a nod.
Nigel,
It is. No, yes.
Just totally reminded me of Nigel. Totally reminded me of Nigel.
That isn't enough pepper for Nigel. He'd be like, nah, I need more.
That was what I said. That was basically what I said. And the last one is Trev Larkin. This one, but is he still? Oh no, he's gone. But this is,
he's got to look after his bairn. As you.
This is from. This is basically for our lovely Brad. It's Blick.
Yes,
and that's this week's Try Vatava. The people who are just cheering in, Try Vatava, things that remind you of vaping, but that aren't really vaping at all. So if you see something at home and it reminds you of vaping, but it's not really vaping at all, why don't you take a photo, send it in to us, I'll put it on the TV for you. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
So there we go. There we go. That's a nice little icebreaker.
We knew it wasn't going to be an hour and 30-minute show, though, surely, didn't we? I have got some questions. I've wrote down some questions.
Go for it.
Some random questions. Okay, left to right. Let's go on my screen. So, just one word answers, whatever you muster. So, we'll quickly do it as quick as we can. Chris Scott McKenzie, what's your favourite fast food?
Burger.
Eddie, favourite fast food?
Chinese.
Dave?
Kebab.
Lovely. Mike?
Chinese, of course.
Beautiful. Ryan? Ryan
India.
1? Ryan 2? Favourite fast food, Ryan 2?
Me.
Yes, Ryan 2.
Kebab.
Beautiful. Okay. Back to you, Chris. What is who would you like a free shot at? If you could punch somebody in the face, who would you like to punch in the face? Free shot.
Oh, May.
Beautiful.
Oh, good. That's
Eddie.
Oh, that's a difficult one.
You say Chris, and then you've got him back.
Oh, Giva Hofstadt.
Dave.
I thought you meant Theresa May. I didn't know you meant Eddie.
No, Theresa May.
He did.
Oh, good.
Just a little joke.
I'll go with Chris Fraser.
Take us, Mike.
Oh, I'm a lover, not a fighter, mate. What can I say?
Ryan 1.
Classy.
Slimy cunt.
Ryan 1. Who would you like to dig at?
That blonde bitch who's always gobby. Katie Hopkins, is it?
Oh, right, yes,
Yeah.
Ryan 2.
Probably the same as Chris, Theresa May.
Yes.
Lovely. Okay.
I would punch Corbyn then.
Nice.
Balance.
Okay, Chris. What do you buy at your local shop?
Start again.
What do you buy at your local shop? You go to a local shop. You must have a shop that's local, like a newsagent, like a convenience store. What do you buy there? You buy Pepsi Max.
Black poison.
Beautiful. Eddie.
Postage, all the postage.
Lovely. Dave.
Milk and beer.
Lovely. Mike.
It's just milk.
Milk.
Yeah, milk and
Ryan.
bread.
Ryan
Good
1.
question.
Beer.
Beer. Ryan 2.
Beer.
Since you're in this, you're next. Rich, you're next.
What? I've got to ask a question.
No. What do you buy at your local shop?
Milk
You want to get involved in
and
the last
bread.
one. I'm involved in the second one.
Milk and bread. It's like, say, what do you do in your car? Go, please.
Okay. Chris, knife, fork, or spoon? Eddie, knife, fork, or spoon?
Oh, sorry, we're going to have to move on. Next.
Dave, knife, fork, or spoon?
What for?
I don't know. This is a question. Okay,
Says
what about this?
Say sport.
Dave, I'll change it for you, Dave. Snog, marry, avoid.
Avoid.
I'm done. I've got loads more. I shouldn't really do this.
No, I want more.
Okay. John, what was the last album you bought? John, what's your favourite beverage? John, what's your standard response to cold callers?
I like to keep on the phone as long as possible.
Beautiful.
Good answer.
Yeah, come on. It's we're nearly 2 hours. Let's be good. Come on.
Okay. I think we've got to start by saying to those people who've now stepped off, Mr. Bonner and Mr. Benji, thank you very much, and thank you so much for agreeing to come on the show tonight. All of you. all the way across, Chris, Dave, Mike, Ryan, Ryan, me. I mean, I'm here, you know. It's been and Eddie. He's kind of here. He's kind of gone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, because it wouldn't have been a show without you. And James's idea was to bring the best of British mod in, and as soon as he said it, it made absolute sense to do that as our 150th show. And without you guys doing what you do in the little niche bit of the market we're in, and the advancements you make, this kind of show and this kind of thing wouldn't happen. So thank you so much for all the work you do, and thank you so much for coming on the show tonight.
Yeah, it's been beautiful. I was so excited. I had to have a wee before 9 o'clock. And normally I don't know, it's like 10:30. I've got a bladder of steel, but I was so excited. It was like, oh, it's 5 now. I've got a wee.
It's always a pleasure to be on.
Well, by our mods.
Yeah, God, spend all your money on them.
Definitely go and check out the groups of these guys.
You literally can't.
They're really good groups as well, just for the actual banter, but to see the mods and stuff.
And really, it's not just hyperbole. I know we've called the show the Best of British. It's not hyperbole. It is. It's not just Best of British. I think we represent the world. I mean, I like an Italian mod. For God's sake, it's British mods. Oh, mwah.
Yeah, if it weren't for these guys, you know, we'd just be another live vaping show talking about the latest sub tank and whatever, you know.
No, that bollocks on you.
Thank God you're not.
Absolutely.
I think that's it. That's what we got to do tonight.
Thank you to everyone that's watched 150 shows as well. That's, anyone that's even managed 30, well done. Very good, James. James, you sign us out.
Yeah, you know what? Next one is 3 years. We're gonna be 3 years soon. We've done this. What can we do for 3 years? It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be absolutely crazy. I want to thank everybody for watching. It has been an absolute pleasure to have these gents on the show. So thank you very much for watching, and remember to like and subscribe.
Smash that like button.
Like and subscribe. Smash that
like button.
See you next time. Tell your friends. Thank you very much. Good night.
Bye.
Cheers, everyone. Bye.
Bye, everybody.